thing I want to say is that, do you believe? I didn't hear everybody say amen. I heard one or two. So what I'm going to do again is ask the question again. Do you believe? Okay, another question. What do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Today's word for today, this is the title of my message. You can't doubt him. Very familiar scripture that I'm going to. I'm going to be preaching out the easy read verse. Is that okay? Because I saw something in this when God gave it to me back about 2 or 3 months ago. He said, preach it out of this. That way they get a clarity understanding. So as I read the easy read verse, you can follow along in your Bible. Remember, the name of this title is You Can't Doubt Him. How many receive that? Amen. You can't doubt him. Okay, I'm going to ask you to go to Matthew 8, starting at verse 23. We're going to go to verse 27. When you have it, say amen. I'm sorry, when you have it, say, you can't doubt him. So then everybody must have it. This message is going to be based on following structure. You have it? Amen. You didn't say you can't doubt him. Thank you. Okay, read as follows. Starting at verse 23, you can follow me along in your Bible. Jesus got into a boat, and his followers with him. After the boat left the storm, a very bad storm began on the lake. The waves covered the boat, but Jesus was asleep. The followers went to him and woke him. They said, Lord, save us. We shall drown. So Jesus, just before this, these are his disciples, the fishermen. Before Jesus asked him to go to the books, he already preached to him. He's already teaching to him. Already. So they already have the word. They already have the knowledge. They heard him preach. They heard him teach. So now he's asking them, let's go on the other side. Now they're fishermen. Jesus gave them instruction, get in the boat, let's go to the other side. Yes, he did. Hear me out now. He didn't say, get in the boat, it's going to be trouble. He said, get in the boat, let's go to the other side. He didn't say, well, what's going to happen? He didn't say any of those things, mother. But the key is with the fishermen, they obeyed him. So what did they do? They got in the boat. By them getting in the boat, they obeyed God. Now they're in the will of God. They did what he told them. They did. They followed him. They're in the boat with Jesus. They're in this situation. They're on the boat going to the other side. Storm occurred. Now, these fishermen have experience being on the boat. They have experience. They don't know how the waves going to go. They know how the wind's going to blow. They know how it's going to. They have experience. They know what to do when a situation come up. Based on their experience, fear popped up. You can have all the experience you want to, whatever you do, but you still going to need the Lord. No matter what you go through in life, Whatever your job do, you still gonna need the Lord. A storm gonna come, and it's gonna hit, and you ain't gonna know what to do. The storm hit them. Being a spirit fisherman, didn't know what to do. Crying. You are in the will of God. Why are you panicking? He's on the boat with you. He's sleeping. He's in a comfortable sleep. He's kicking back. I'm relaxing. So this storm popped up. They didn't know what to do. They had to call on him. Verse number 26 says, Jesus answered, why are you afraid? Pause it right there, Minister Allen. We get afraid when we're in a storm. When we're in a situation and God will tell you to go somewhere and do something, you are in the will of God. But the storm pops up and you face a challenge. We don't like challenge and we don't like change. So Jesus is telling them, get in the boat, go to the other side. But he didn't tell them there was going to be a storm. When God directs us to do something, I'm going to make it plain. We go and do what God tells us to do. It's like a football game. This is how I look at it because I'm official. You go, football field's how long? 100 yards, right? So how many teams do you have on the field? 2. No, you don't. 4. No, you don't. You have 3 teams on the field. Home team, visitor team, right? But what is the most important team on that field? The official. Without the official, there's no, it can be a game, but it's not official. It's not official. So why do you think they have stripes? Because they have to stick out. They have to be seen. They have to stand out. For me, when I watch the game, I watch all 3 teams. Why? Because you get a better understanding of the game. Some people just watch the 2 teams and they're yelling at the referee. They don't know what the referee called. They mad at the referee. Why are you mad at the referee? He's just doing his job. The purpose of the referee doing his job, he has a manual that he has to go by. And it's the rules. All he's doing is going by enforcing the rules. That's all he's doing. So why you getting mad at me because I'm enforcing the rule and you don't know the rule? So I'm talking about the storm. Talking about the storm. So we got 2 teams. I'm sorry, 3 teams. So say a team starts from the 20-yard line. Now what they got to go to? Everybody here knows where they got to go to. End zone. That's their goal, right? The goal is go to the end zone. But the stripes with the flag, I should have brought my flag to example. So what he do, mother? He throws the flag. So therefore, it was a rule that he read in his book. Somebody did something. Somebody did something. So what happened is that they got to go back. 10 yards, 5 yards, whatever the penalty is. So the official forcing that rule. Remember, the team that has the ball is trying to get into the end zone. That's their goal. As the head coach, do you think that when you go to a game or you watch a game on TV, there's no penalty flags? Have you ever seen a game like that? No. Have you ever saw a game with no penalty flag at all? You won't. You won't. Because if there wasn't no penalty flags and the team that scores the point they wouldn't really be happy and joyful because of what they had to go through to get to the end zone. We had to go through penalty flags, personal fouls, coach talking bad to the referees. All these flags are coming up. So what it's doing is pushing them back. They're in the storm, but their goal is to get in the end zone. But these flags keep coming up. So they're being pushed back. But as a head coach, you got to keep pushing. In spite of the flags, in spite of the penalties, I got to keep going. I got to keep it moving. We got to score a touchdown. In the storm, Jesus said we're going to the other side. They didn't get to the other side because of the storm. But the fisherman was panicking. Jesus said, what's going on with you guys? Hold on, Chief. I'm here. I'm the creator. I got you. Then he said, where's your faith? We get in a pickle. We get in a situation. And then all of a sudden the faith just go away. You know why? Because we see with our eyes. We see with our physical eyes. And we hear. And we go by that. And we grasp on that. Then you got an attitude. You mad. Ain't got no peace. Let's talk about peace, Minister Allen. We are living in a time when it's only about me, what I think, how I feel, and what I want. And today's, that's what these kids are doing. They don't want to hold any, they just want what they want. They don't want to listen, and they don't want to learn. Like when I used to coach, you got to be coachable. You got to be teachable. Because you're going to run up against something that you don't even know. That's right. Amen. Where I work at, I can't say, but I tell them, God, look, you're here for a choice that you made. Don't get mad at me. I'm just enforcing the rule. That's a choice you made. If you don't like the way you in and the system you in, don't make that choice on the outside. Then you won't be here. So why are you mad at me? Because you made out there to get you in here. I'm just doing my job. I'm official. I'm certified. I read my book. Hey, I read my book. I got to understand it. But you got the wrong revelation. So that's why you here. He was like, Mr. Allen, you know what? You something else. He said, I can't even be mad at you. He said, I can't. Because you telling the truth. This one, what I want to read you. You need to put God, you need to see God in your situation. You need to see God in your situation. You need to trust the process. We all got to go through a process in life. As we was growing up, we had to trust our parents to lead us, to guide us. Trust them. They have a process. This is what you're going to do in my house. If you can't do this in my house, you can't be here. That's their process. You got to respect that. Am I right? We have to trust God's process. We have to. We get in a situation where we get mad because things don't go our way. You ain't got no peace. You ain't got no joy. You in the storm. You don't know what to do. When you're in a storm, in a tight situation, sometimes what you got to do is sit there and just be quiet. I've experienced this a lot. Because I've got mad. I'm like, come on, Chief. Why they get a house? I ain't getting a house. But it ain't your time yet, Minister Allen. It's just not your time right. Let me do some things for you. Let me set some things up for you. God gave me a word years ago. We was in Seattle, Washington. I'm going to give you a house. This lady going to give you a house. And this was back what? 2000? No, probably like 98, 99. Just got the house last year. But I had to go through a process. It just wasn't my time. Maybe the lady wasn't at the house at that time. See, God is not blessing you right here. He's blessing where you're going to. So I want to talk about peace for a minute. Peace doesn't mean that you will not have problems. Peace means that your problems will not have you. I'm going to say it one more time because Pastor requested. Peace doesn't mean that you will not have problems. Peace means that your problem will not have you. Tell my wife, don't let the problem have you, honey. Don't let the problem have you. Because see, when the problem got you, you're stressing out. You worrying. What I'm going to do now? But you got to realize and understand, who do you serve? So, if you serve him, he's the creator, he's in you, so why are you stressing out? You probably say, it's easy to say, be done, Minister Allen. I've been there. I've been there. But I've learned how to trust God and give it over to him. I've learned that. In the storm, I've learned that. I've learned you just got to be a little bit patient. You know, us, we don't like being patient. We want to go and go and go. We want to go. We don't want to wait. We don't want to wait. We don't want to wait. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, we have to wait. Because you know why? God sees me more than I see myself. He knows me better than myself. He said, no, minister, I can't give this to you right now. It's not ready. You're not ready for it right now. It's there for you, but what I'm going to have to do is prepare you to get there. We have to realize and understand that. It ain't about you, why God didn't do this, why God didn't do it. It ain't about that. It's about, are you ready for that situation? Are you ready for a husband? Are you ready for a wife? You've been separated all this time. Are you ready for this husband to come in your house? Because he's the head of the house now. I don't want to go down that line. That's another message. But you think about it. Oh, Lord, give me a husband. I want a good, saved husband. I want a pastor husband. Okay, watch what you ask for. Watch what you ask for. Watch what you ask for. Because you're going to get it. Check it out. When you get it, what you going to do? When you get it, mother, what you going to do? If you do asking for a Mercedes or BMW, if you ain't got the money to take care of the Mercedes or BMW, why you ask God to give it to you? You ain't got the money to take care of it. You got to start off with a Toyota or something. Start down low. Then gradually go up. I'm riding the Mercedes. I'm riding the Bentley. But if the Bentley broke down, can you take it to the shop? When you need an oil change, can you take it to the shop? Let me tell you something. On a BMW oil change, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. I know. $200 for an oil change? What? That's cheap? Oh, okay. That's cheap. But I'm saying, we think about these things. We think about these things. And then what we do, we create a storm. We create a storm. Well, I asked for the BMW. I got the BMW. So the BMW broke down on me. What I'm going to do? So now you're in a storm. You're mad. You got an attitude. So you're mad at your family member. I need some X amount of money. But you asked for the car. Let me tell you something. Owning a home is different than renting. We had to pay some taxes. Every year you got to pay some taxes. I'm like, what? But I'm in the storm, mother. But I got the house. I got to pay some taxes. What? But you know what I did, Elder Patterson? I still gave him the praise. I asked for it, so I got it. So I got to pay my taxes. So what's used to me getting mad, getting an attitude? Well, they got me paying tax. That's the process that I got to go through every year. So why get mad? You know you need gas in your car every day, wherever you go. Why get mad at gas prices? If you're a tither, if you're a believer, and God is your source, why get tripped over the gas? It's just money. It's just money. Trust God. Trust God. I have a truck. I drove my truck to work a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, man, what? Because I stopped driving it for a while because of the gas prices. I drove my truck a couple of weeks, mother. I filled it up. OMG. $120-something. Hey, check it out, mother. I had a game in Orange County. So I had to go to Orange County, come back here, then had to go to Orange County again. I was on empty. So I'm putting this truck up. This is going to be sitting up. When you need to move something, that's the only time you're going to use it. But it's the system. It's the storm. Everybody look at their storm different than Minister Allen do. But I trust God. I put him in my storm. Let me feed reading the scriptures. Verse number 26. Jesus answered and said, why are you afraid? You don't have enough faith? Then he stood up and gave a command to the wind and the water. The wind stopped and the lake became very calm. He spoke to the wind. He spoke to the water. So if his DNA is in you, you can speak to it. I speak to my bank account every time. And when it's out of order, I tell you out of order. You ain't supposed to be like that. I speak to my cabinets, my refrigerator. I speak a word to it. I speak to my vehicles. You working correctly. I talk to my stuff like I'm talking to you, mother. Plain as day with English. Correct English. I don't use no big words like some other folks do. I ain't down in that, but I know what God gave me. So we got to get out of stuck mode. We got to get out of stuck mode. You in the storm, okay, fine. But you know the reason why you in the storm? Because God want to give you a testimony. We all here on the sound of my voice have a testimony. God, you guys been through something. Something in your life, you've been through it. Somebody here need to hear your testimony. I heard this brother testimony about his house. I got mine. We have to, I was listening, I don't want to give his name out. The title of the message was, do you listen? He said, do you listen? So the question is, do we really listen? Do we listen? Okay, when you listen, what comes out of it? Do you get an understanding? Do you do what he tells you to do? Or you don't do anything? Something I asked God for something one time, and he said, okay, all right. I didn't even hear from him. Didn't hear from him. He said, yeah, I ain't hear from him on that situation. He said, Lord, blah, blah, blah. He said, okay, all right. I ain't hear from him. But he heard me. He heard me. But that don't mean he's not going to do it. But about me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on that word. If I'm going to stand what I ask him for, is he really going to do it for me? Yes, he is. He's just got to prepare me. It's just like a home. He had to prepare us. He had to, back in 2000, somewhere around that time? And you just now getting it? But I held on to the word. I believed it. I held on to it. I didn't let it go. I'll go, God, you said a lady going to give me a house. I thought it was this person. I thought it was another person. It wasn't. But God came through. And he always come through. In the middle of your storm. So now we want to talk about faith. Then I'm going to have my seat. What is faith? What is faith? Confidence in God. Faith is confidence in God. I didn't say man. I said in God. We got to have faith in him. 100%. Faith is, this is for you, mother. Faith is acting like it is so, even when it's not in order, that it simply because God said so. God said so. I didn't say so. God said so. If God said so, it is what it is. Just like I gave the illustration about the football field. The head coaches and all the trainers, they have to say, no matter what penalty we get, we going to the end zone. We got to keep on going. We have to, you get 4 downs or whatever part, if you know about football, you got to get a first down to start all over. If you don't get a first down, you got to kick the ball. Get back to the other team. But in your mind, next time I get that ball, I'm going to score. Next time you get that opportunity, it's going to happen. I may be in the storm. But next time I get an opportunity, hey, glory God. Next time I get an opportunity, it's going to happen. We have to trust and believe in God. What I like about when Jesus said, wind, rain, water, be still. And then it said, the follower said, wow, man, did you see what he just did? The wind obeyed him. So they were just amazed what they saw. Hey, Chief, the wind obeyed him. The water obeyed him. This man is powerful. We serve a powerful God. We serve a powerful God. And if his DNA is in you, you're powerful. So we need to, like my dad used to say, take off your hat and start thinking, boy. Got your hat on too tight. Take the hat out, boy. Think. Think about what you're doing. You're just doing this because you be doing it. We have to think. And you have to trust the process. One of my favorite words I like to say, at the end of the day, the wind and the sea obeyed. At the end of the day, the wind and the sea obeyed. At the end of the day, you need to obey. At the end of the day, you need to obey God and see what he can do. Your situation. I got a couple of scriptures. I know I'm almost running out of time, but this is one of them I really want to read this one because it really touched me. You're going to go to Luke 11, 9 and 10. Luke 11, 9 and 10. I'm going to read it out of easy read. I need you to listen. So I tell you, continue to ask. And God will give you, continue to ask. God will give you, continue to search. And God will find, continue to knock. And the door will open for you. Yes, whoever so continue to ask will receive whatsoever to look will find. And whosoever continue to knock will have the door open to them. Amen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times he says continue. That's the word. So in your Bible probably say receive it or seek it. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he says to continue 6 times in here. So no matter what, how many times you ask God, well, I don't need to beg. No, you're not begging God. See, sometimes we get in a faith mode, and what we do is we see things with our physical eye. You know, if you look negative so long, you're going to be called thinking negative, talking negative. If you look at it so long, you're listening to it so long, you're going to start saying those negative words. You're just going to start saying it. So when we get in faith mode, by whatever's on TV, the news, the news is all bad news right now, what we're going through. So we take that and we listen to it. And we taking it like, well, they said the economy is going up and you can't, well, gas prices, for example. Gas prices is going up and it's gas prices this much and you receive that. Well, I can't go nowhere because I ain't got no money for no gas. I can't go here, I can't go there. I ain't got enough for gas. I can't go to the store. Food prices is just crazy. I can't go grocery shopping. And the food prices is, me and my wife went to the store a couple of weeks ago, like, we only got a few items. We only got a few items, Pastor. So when Pastor said get some food out that refrigerator, thank you, Jesus. It's free. You better get in there and get some of that good stuff. If you don't like it, make it a way that you can like it. That's what my wife do. She put some little seasoning in it, she doctor it up. Good to go. But we got to use wisdom in this situation. We have to. I had to go to the store and get what I need. So no matter what used to be going to the store complaining, and I'm going to need it anyway. But I serve a God that's able. He's covering me. He got me. So why I got to be going with an attitude? Well, I ain't got no money in my pocket. Well, you going to school with no money in your pocket because you just said it. I ain't got no money in my bank account. I can't go. Okay, well, that's what's going to happen. Because you're speaking it. You're saying it. I look upon it like this. No matter how much you make on your job, God is your source. And if you're a tither and a giver, God is your source. That's just a number. That's just a number. That's all what it is. It's a number. We got to get our stinking thinking. And we cause ourselves to what I want to say, sit down on our blessing, and the blessing's right in front of you, and you don't want to move because you know what's going to happen if you move. We get stuck because you don't know what to do. And there's change about to come. We don't want to change. I want a new job. So there's change. So I asked for the job. So what's used to me complaining about the job? And I asked for the job. So why should I complain? It's change. I told my wife, I'm not concerned about where I'm at now, but I want to go to where I want to go. Right now, just temporarily, subject to change. So it's going to change. It's in the process of changing. Right? That's what I see. That's what I believe. Yeah, I took a little pay cut, but God is able. God is able. I look like this mother. If he did it on the previous job, why might he can't do it on this job? And this is for the state. It's a different thing. Better thing as of right now. So we got to trust the process. Whatever process you desire that you want, trust God. Put God in your situation. The storm is the storm. The storm is going to happen. God may tell you to go somewhere and yes, okay, all right, but he's still with you. He's in the boat sleep. He's still with you. He's still there. Don't panic. Don't trust this man system. This man system will cause you to just go crazy. It will. I was doing a flag football game yesterday. Little kids, mother. You going to cuss me out. Just straight out cuss me out. Wait a minute. Hold on, Chief. I threw the flag. No. Give me a coach. I want him out of here. What'd he do? He cussed at me. I told him, that's because you put up with it. I ain't going to put up with it. He going to respect me. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. I'll deal with it. I'll make sure he go out. He ain't had no problem. But I had to set it up. I had to set that boundary. Because if I didn't, the other kids would do the same thing. And the whole game, my partner was like, man, Paul, you hard on these kids. Man, ain't going to let these little knuckleheads cussing me out. No. Once I get on the field, me and my partner, I'm in charge. No matter what. Parent, coach, principal. I told the principal, no, Chief, I'm in charge. You in charge in class. I'm in charge on the field. Okay, Paul, you right. I'll step out your way. Because he know I'm right. I don't come in your class to tell you what to do. Right? I don't. I respect your class, so respect my position. He said, you right. I apologize. He said, you right. So we got to set up boundaries. You can't doubt him. You can't doubt him. You cannot doubt him. I got one more scripture for you. Luke 11:9. Still talking about faith. Luke 11:9 says, and ask, and it will be given to you. Seek and find, will find, knock, and it will be open to you. Yes, sir. Then he says, my little note says, he sees, he knows, he hears, he cares. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Sometimes we gotta look at it like this. I'm gonna read this to you, mother. But with our Lord, you can be bold. You can act in faith. When you do, you will discover that your best days are ahead of you. Why? Because you can choose, you have chosen to live at a higher level of faith. This is the one what I got. You have chosen to access all God has to offer you. This is my last six words. The choice is yours. Make it. Close my book. You have a choice. Make it. If you don't get anything else out, get that. You got a choice. Make it. Now remember, the choice that you made, you got to go through a process. The storm may come, but you got to still trust the process because that choice that you made. I got a question. How many believe? Everybody here believes, right? Believe in who? That Jesus can do what? All things. When you make that choice, all right, I got you. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to lead you to where you got to go. It's going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to lead you to where you got to go. So when God is leading to where you got to go, when you have experience in him, you know it's him. Okay, Lord, this is you. I can feel this is you. Okay, all right. I'm going in the right directions. Have you ever had to go somewhere? I don't know. Just say you had to go somewhere in the building, and God tell you, okay, go to the 7th floor. Most of the time, everyone here is going to take the elevator up, right? Most of the time.
7th floor.
7th floor. Anybody want to climb the steps? But God said, no, I want you to take the steps. Sometimes we got to get delayed. We got to get redirected. Let me get over my notes. I didn't get my notes. I don't want to be double talking to y'all and stuttering. Okay, what did I say? Come on, Minister Allen. Sometimes being delayed is necessary. So you're going up the steps. But you say, well, Lord, I could have just took the elevator. It was easier, quicker. But what I'm doing is I'm setting you up. I don't have the right person behind that desk. I don't have the right judge. Oh, I hear judge. I don't have the right judge behind that thing. So what I want to do is you take the steps up so I can remove that judge, so I can remove that person. So by the time you get there, it's already done. So if I tell you to take the elevator, you get there so soon, then you got to wait. But the reason why I got you climbing the steps, so you can think about what you got to say, what you got to do. And you're going to get tired. So now, therefore, you're going to appreciate your testimony. Instead of just taking the elevator straight up, you got there, blah, whatever. But now, since I got to climb these steps, 7th floor, and you get up there, and God bless, you're going to give God some praise. You're going to give him some glory. Why? Because you had to take the steps. You had a detour. You was in the storm, and the storm that you was in, you still had to take a detour. So now, you have a testimony. Oh, I went up these steps, and oh, man. But when I got up there, I was supposed to do this, and I was supposed to pay this, but I got up there, and no, we don't have you in this book. We don't have you here. I don't know what happened. We've been getting ready to close, so I'm just going to go ahead and just write you off. God can do that. Mother, God can write you off. They can write you off. Don't care how much money they think you owe, God can erase that thing. God can erase it. They be like, what? I thought it was in the computer a couple of hours ago. And you just showed up, it's gone. What's your name again? Blah, blah, blah. I don't see your name in here. Here, go ahead and go home. That's what God can do. When you trust the system in the storm. We come up here. It's erased. It's erased. It's erased. I heard erase. It's erased. Glory. It's erased, mother. He can't. Glory to your name, Jesus. It's erased. Receive, believe. We come up here. Back when I first got saved, I'm trying to have my seat, Minister Allen. My former pastor, which was my father-in-law, he had a big pulpit, big. On Friday nights, I used to clean the carpet. And every Friday night, I would come down to the altar. Just me and the Lord. I used to just lay out. I get on the floor and just lay out, praying hard. At that time, I didn't have no revelation, Pastor. But God saw me through. He said, you're going to go through this. They're going to lie on you. They're going to mess. They're going to try to get you. They're going to try to put you down. But you stand. Every time somebody tried to put me down, I remember, Mother, when I was praying. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I had the keys to the church. I would lock the doors, close all the windows. I was shut in. Back in the day, we used to call it a shut in. They don't do it no more. We used to shut in. Well, I know what I did. Yes, y'all remember shut in? I would get up at that church, man, brother. I'd be praying. Didn't know anything about the Bible. But God did some miracles. I'm telling you, I used to come up. One time, I think I spent the night up in there. I fell asleep at the altar. Have you ever experienced that? Falling asleep at the altar. That's why I cry. That's why I cry. Because man will do this to you. God will build you up. God will encourage you. Because he loves you. No matter what you're going through in life. No matter what it is that you may messed up. You may did something wrong out there. Don't let no man put you down. You don't let no man tell you what to do. You don't do that. You got to get some backbone. Hold on, Chief. No, you're not going to treat me like that. You're not going to talk to me like that. I didn't talk to you like that. So why are you going to talk to me like that? Now, we can do this thing together, but I don't want to do that. I know where I came from. Broken, wasn't a broken home, but my father and mother was together, but they didn't have a good education. So that going to stop me from getting my house? No. Because you got stuck, I mean, I ain't going to be stuck. My son, Junior, good job. Good money. Good money. Real good money. Good house he's staying in. I said, son, it's time for you to buy your own. You got all this money, son. You need to buy a house. My parents didn't tell me that. I didn't know anything about real estate. I didn't know, had no knowledge of it. Because my parents, all they did was rent. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking it. But that's all they did. Because that's all they knew. That's all they knew. So I can't fault them for that. I can't be mad at them because they didn't want to get that type of education. But I said, to me, I'm going to get me a house. And then when I find out what you got to throw through to get the house, you got to get this money, you got to get this money. You got to come up with this money. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Lord, where am I going to get all this money from? I said, where am I going to get this money from? I'm trying to help somebody. I don't have this money. Here, go in your 401k. See how much you got in your 401k. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Push it up. Oh, okay. Okay. So gradually you start setting things up. Once I saw the money in my 401k, he started setting everything up. Everything was set up. Everything was coming along. And he said, okay, now, what you're going to do now is have your wife talk to the people because your wife used to work for real estate. Okay, it's fine. See, sometimes we got to use wisdom. That's because you the man. That's because you the man. You don't have to be, all right, you're going to do it the way I do it. No. Hold on. If my wife have the experience in that, let her do it. Right? What does it to me talking to the realtor? I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? I don't know what I'm talking about. What are they saying? And I'm like, oh, it's like, But so, honey, you take care of it. And she did. She did an excellent job. Excellent job. Because, again, she had the experience. And she used her experience. And she was teaching me. I'm like, oh, really? We got to do all this? Remember, my mindset is from renting. So I don't know. She have experience. So when we get our loved ones, our mates, let them help you. Let them help you. Let them encourage you. They're on your side. They're there to help you. I want everybody to stand to their feet. How many received that word today?